The Middle Way by Robert G. Parent. The middle way is the way of balance. This is why I like the stories of the Jedi. They practice both paths because sometimes a dark side technique is needed to be done in order to bring balance to a situation. But if they went too far to the light or dark, they needed to come back to balance. The Jedi of the prequels were out of balance, so the Sith happened to bring the galaxy back into balance. But they also went out of balance too, and that's where Luke and the Rebel Alliance happened. Star Wars explains our political paths. The left went too far this past time, and that explains our COVID experience. To bring us back into balance, Donald Trump and others like him in other countries happened. But if we get too far right, the cycle will continue and move to the left again. The universe seeks balance. But the problem is not with the universe. The problem is that balance is not in the person's belief system. People are either Democrat or Republican. There is no balance in our world. People preach it, but do it not. We get so obsessed with including everyone at whatever cost that we lost something. We need to take lessons from the earth. The ecosystem is balanced in every way. We need to control our egos and see life, the earth, and the universe in a more spiritual way as balance. This is a poem I wrote a little while ago called Jedi Today by Robert G. Parent. The Jedi of old moved right and left, but returned to the balance. I walk today's world. I see the darkness. I see the light, both to the extreme, but as a Jedi of old, I come back to the balance. The road back home is narrow. The path of the middle way is the way. Lessons of nature. The ecosystem is balanced. Balance is life. The mindset matters. The new mindset. Redemption of past ways. Redemption or repentance. Both are the same. Opens us to the opportunities and is our choice. The Lord is my shepherd. I have no wants. And now this is a really short piece that I also wrote a little while ago, and I'm including it here. It's called Jedi by Robert G. Parent. There was a time where a Jedi needed not only to be a protector. There were Jedi healers who could sense and manipulate the subtle shifts of energy to be able to heal someone. A Jedi could be an artist who can also see beyond form to create something new, inspired by the Force. When I talk about a Jedi artist, I also talk about a Jedi craftsman. A Jedi would create their own tools used on their path. A lightsaber is only one such tool. And that explains the Sabine character in Ahsoka. But you can also take that into this life, because there is a force that underlies everything in this reality that we live, this modern day reality. There is a force, and there is balance, and there is something called the pendulum principle. When things move too far to the left or to the right, something happens to bring it back into balance. But for us to stay in balance or around that balancing point, we need to change how we think. We need to think in a different way. So I thank you for listening to this short piece. And as I always like to say, stay creative in the magic of life. Thank you for listening.